This is a great question, but I think what's going to happen is what I feared would happen. I hate when our answers are all the same because it's always good when we get a little bit of discussion, but you can pick either Tyrese Haliburton or Donovan Mitchell for the entire 25-26 season. Who are you taking?
I'll make the case for Haliburton, but the answer is Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
The answer is Donovan Mitchell. Tyrese Haliburton this year has rewritten the record book on clutch shooting late in games.
100%.
This season, it's one of the craziest stats I've ever heard in the history of the NBA. Tyrese Haliburton is 12 of 14. 14 shots attempted, 12 makes in the final 2 minutes of a game or overtime to take the lead.
Jeez.
That's a 92% field goal percentage on the most clutch shots in basketball. The rest of the league combined shot 27%. 27 compared to 92. In the playoffs, he's elevated his game. He's maybe one of the best passers in the entire NBA. He is the head of the snake that is Indiana's high-paced, up-tempo offense. And what he did against Cleveland, what he did against Milwaukee, what he's done against New York in the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals has been spectacular. But let's not get it twisted. Donovan Mitchell is about to make All-NBA first team for the first time in his career. Donovan Mitchell is a 6-time All-Star. And Donovan Mitchell is not a guy you can look at on the Cavs roster and say, he didn't show up in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell on one leg averaged 30 points plus against Indiana in that 5-game series loss. It was not on Donovan. It was on the other guys for not showing up as well. Haliburton's been a great story. He's a great player, but he ain't on Donovan's level yet.
Yeah, I think we get caught up too much for the last 3 years. We look at the playoffs and the Cavs leave and get put out in the second round. And we think, well, Donovan Mitchell isn't getting us over the hump. It doesn't work that way. You're going to need more than one player to step up, and the Cavs have not even had a half a player step up. Out of the core four, the four guys that we throw in the bag and piggyback, you got Donovan Mitchell. He's the only dog. He's the only guy that people respect in the fourth quarter. He's the only guy that puts fear in anybody. He's the only guy that pretty much can get his own shot. And when he's hurt, unlike the other three guys that was playing against Indiana, guess what? He was the guy that was steadily getting off the floor by himself, showing, flexing, like, nah, I got this. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to show y'all this toughness. Haliburton is a great ball player. Listen, he hits some big shots. And look, he is right now one of the hottest guys in the playoffs moving. But if I got a whole year, come on, give me Donovan Mitchell. And some would say it's not close like that.
Yeah, it's not. Donovan Mitchell is the answer. It's the easy answer. But I got to tell you, like you, Mike, just because of what I've seen the last month, you can make – there's a discussion to be had around this question. I have to confess that coming into these playoffs, I had Tyrese Haliburton in the following category. He's a good player, and he's going to make things tough on the Cavs, but he can't will a team to victory. He is that guy. He can will a team to victory. He is that guy. The stat that was going around after the ridiculous shot to end game one or send game one into overtime was something like this. I hope I get these numbers close to right. Going back to 1996 when the league started tracking this as a stat, teams that were down 7 with 50 seconds to go in a playoff game were 1 and 1,490 something.
You're very close.
It was 1 in 1,400.
Yes, there it is right
He's done it 3 times. One is 1,700 times. It had been done once. This dude, by himself, has done it 3 times in 3 weeks.
You know what's crazy, Jay?
That is a mind blow.
For me, it just shows you that there's a level that players that happen where you got to put people away. Like, there are times where
when it was 14 at 3 minutes, I honestly thought, not this time.
All the little layups that you give up, the little turnovers, the guys that don't close out on threes, you give up 5 points, it ain't that big of a deal. No. Against this guy, he preys on that. When you make them turnovers or when you do stupid stuff, McNuggets, he's capitalizing because he comes back at 3, comes back at and 1, comes back, get to the line, takes a steal. Now you're down from, you won 20, now it's 10.
And with Indy, it hasn't just been him. Neesmith in game
No,
one
but he's the
against
one that
New
hit
York.
all the game-winning shots were him.
Well, Neesmith had 4 for 4 threes in the final 3 minutes.
He
too,
was
that helped
great.
to come back.
But like the shot,
he's
the
killer.
money shot.
Haliburton has been the assassin. He hit the game winner against Milwaukee, hit the game winner against Cleveland, hit the game tying shot, and then another incredibly tough, took the body contact and finished in the lane against the Knicks in overtime. The one thing back to the Mitchell Haliburton discussion too that I think gives Donovan the edge. Do you remember 2 regular seasons ago, when Darius and Evan got hurt, the Cavs went 19-2 in that stretch, and Donovan took over as the primary point guard?
I remember.
During that stretch, he was averaging about 8.5 assists.
Yeah.
Donovan could be the facilitator if need be, if that's what the offense calls for, to a much higher capacity than I think Haliburton can become the assassin killer.
Yeah, Mitchell's skill set is, to me, unquestionably better than Haliburton's. But, sometimes there's just this dude that steps up. And, we all know what he did when he hit the dagger. That really, it ended game 2, but it ended the Cavs season. Let's face it. We all know the move that he did. I'm not going to do it here. The gesture that he did. He's exactly right.
Yeah.
This dude's onions are unrivaled. He's not afraid of that moment. And you know what? Some of those shots were similar. He had the shot in the paint.
He pulled it back out.
He sprints back out to the line.
Yeah.
And what was crazy?
He took the worst shot possible.
I know
there's
he did.
There's not a worse shot
And
than
it went
a
in.
22 and a
That's
half
his
foot.
move.
No, but you don't. If you're gonna do it, you got to get to the 3-point line, and he had his toe on the line, which makes it literally the worst shot.
But what was better about it was he recreated the Reggie Miller,
looking right at Reggie Miller.
and then it wasn't over and didn't. I mean, at Madison Square Garden, now you got to play 5 more minutes, bro.
Silence.
He did it.